So friends, this is part of our harvest. So welcome to further harvesting as I take you through the journey of village harvesting. Good morning. So today we are going to harvest maize. You cannot separate living in the village and harvesting. And we don't buy food, we harvest food. So we are going to harvest, and last time we had a very bumper harvest, and I hope that we are going to have a lot of it from the shamba. So let's travel and go to harvest. Yes, and don't ask a lot why we are driving to the shamba. We are driving to our land because we are carrying farm workers. We would have walked, but we are many of us and we cannot travel individually. It will be too expensive. So we travel together. We carry all the farm workers, then we go to the land. We will harvest, then after finishing, then we will travel all of us together. So that is just one of the ways of reducing costs. And I heard someone say that a car is a necessity. It is becoming a necessity now, even in Kenyan villages, because it can reduce transportation. Because when you travel using motorcycles, like when you go to our land, it is about 100 shillings, and we have about 8 farm workers. So when we have 8 farm workers, that means that we will use 800 shillings. That's roughly $7 or $8. And if we use a car, it will be fuel of about 300 shillings. So you can see a car is becoming a necessity because it is reducing the transportation cost significantly when you have it. Although some people could argue that we have a lot of costs when it comes to maintenance, but overall, when you are traveling with a car, it reduces cost significantly and it increases convenience. That is why we have to travel, all of us, to the land. Oh. Lakini ketofuno. Oh, kana no kurata. Oh. So I know some of you are wondering why they are removing maize husks and I am not removing them. The husk is this upper covering. This upper covering they remove, and I'm not removing them. I told them not to remove because these husks are good for making manure. We will remove the maize later, then collect them together, then bring them back to the land, and then we will make manure. These husks are very biodegradable. When you bring them to the land, they decompose and then they improve, they increase the organic matter in the soil, and then it will improve maize production during the next season. So we will take them home, and they have a lot of cellulose, by the way, and so they don't decompose faster. So what we'll have to do, we will go with them home, and when we reach home, we will chop them into small pieces. After we finish, we are going to bring them back to facilitate the decomposition process. So after it will decompose, you can see the maize has done well, but not very well. So during next time, we want a lot of organic matter in this land, and then we will add some manure. We increase the nutrients in the soil, and when we have a lot of nutrients and we have added a lot of fertilizer and manure, we will make sure that we have a bumper harvest. We will not put those sufurias on the head demonstrating that we don't have maize. We have a lot of food here, and if we can't get a lot of food, then we have to blame ourselves because the land is big, we have manure, we have enough rainfall, we have enough water to irrigate if we have to irrigate, and therefore we just have to take advantage of these factors to improve our harvest. So yes, so we are continuing to harvest. So one of the things you have to contend with when you live in the village is engaging in farm activities. You cannot completely avoid farm activities. There are so many, and because we eat food that comes from this land, we have to engage in these farm activities. In town, you look for money a lot, but then again, you have to go to buy these things. At home, we don't look for money a lot. We have some small income, but we don't buy some of these things. We have to harvest. So I think it balances either way. Woo. Hey. You look for a lot of money, then you buy. Then some of us don't look for a lot of money, then we just have to plant and harvest. So you cannot avoid farm activities completely when you live in the village, unless if you don't have land. But if you have land, you have to plant vegetables, you plant things like maize, then you plant a lot of things. After doing it, then you have to farm, you have to till the land, to harrow the land. So I have to carry this. So some of you are wondering, how come we have a lot of bees. Bees are on the flowers looking for honey. Some of you are wondering, why are some of these maize small? It's because of the rain. The rain usually interferes with the maturation of the maize. And even farmers in Trans Nzoia were complaining that there was a lot of heavy rain. In Western Kenya, we had a lot of heavy rain. That's why some of the maize did not do well. Look here. Some of the maize did not do well, and I can assure you that we are going to have a lot of hunger. A lot of people will be hungry, and it all has to do with rain. You know, rain can be good, but we need a proper balance. We need a proper balance of rainfall so that we can have a good harvest. But when there's too much rainfall, you risk having poor harvest. But we don't have a very poor harvest, but the maize did not mature well. That is just the issue that we have here. So after putting them in the sacks, they are going home using this motorcycle here. Okay, so the motorcycle will take the maize home after he has put them in the sacks there. Yes. This guy has a lot of strength, a lot of strength, man. Two of them, hey. And then this maize is transported home using motorcycles. Some of you may ask why you are not using a car to transport this. We transport this using motorcycles because it is now cheaper and convenient. If you carry this in a car, you may not carry a lot, but a motorcycle can carry 3. You can see this guy is tying 3 sacks on a motorcycle. I don't know how they do it. These guys have a lot of strength. He ties 3 on a motorcycle, and then he takes them home, then comes back, ties 3, takes them home. If you use a car, you cannot put 3 in a boot. And so you have to burn a lot of fuel going home and then coming back. So a car is just good for carrying farm workers to go home and come back. But when it comes to carrying now this maize going home, a motorcycle now, it is quite cheaper and convenient. That is why we have to use a motorcycle. And this guy has strength. You can see he's tying 3 of them. And he goes and then he comes. Then he will be going and coming until we finish. Then we will go, all of us, home. And he's gone. So those of us who have remained here, we will continue harvesting and waiting for him to pick more until the time we are going to finish. You know, during farming, it is good to have men and women, because women are good at harvesting itself, but men are good at carrying heavy loads. So we help each other. I don't like the person who said that what a man can do, a woman can do. Can you offload 10 bags of cement? Can you carry a car engine when you become a mechanic? You know, some things some of you say and we wonder, what a man can do, a woman can do. Can you climb on top of me? I know that one you can, but you can't do it very well the way we do it. But in farming we help each other and work goes faster. So I'm also surprised that pigs also eat maize. Interesting. I'm surprised that a pig can eat maize. I've never heard pigs. A pig is eating maize. So we have now finished. I'm just checking to see if there's some maize that has remained. You know, sometimes maize can remain and then some people come and take it. In our Luya land we usually call it okululuma. Now okululuma, some people usually come in. It's like a revision of the harvest. They harvest again and then they find a lot of maize. You find that some people can get out of this land with another sack of maize that they came to okululuma. Okululuma is re-harvesting where people have harvested. So there's a trick where some people put a lot of maize somewhere and then they come and pick it. So we are finished and I'm just checking to see if some maize has remained. I think this one here, let me take it to the pig. I've seen the pig there eats anything. Let me take it to the pig. Now the pig is running away. That pig is running away and I want to give it. You know, I'm surprised today that a pig can eat maize. They told me that a pig can eat anything. It's quite a surprise. Now this guy has come for the 5th round now. I think he will go about 7 or 8. 7 or 8. Now he's starting. I want to see how he starts with the 3 bags now. They are too heavy, but I hope he's going to manage. He didn't tie the other one. Now it will fall down. Hey. He didn't tie that other one. So we have finished harvesting, and now we want to go home. And we did not have a lot of maize the way we had last time, only around 15 bags, and that's way too low. Of what we had last time was way too much. And it's today that I'm learning that a lot of rainfall can also interfere with maize maturation. I never knew. You know, I did a certain video. It's down below. You can check on my channel, at a place called Mushinaka, and I saw there was stunted growth. Maize was not maturing. And I read about it and I noticed that it was because of waterlogging. So in Western Kenya, we experienced a lot of rainfall. And that rainfall, you know, when we have a lot of rainfall, it usually causes waterlogging. And maize experience stunted growth because they don't get enough oxygen from the soil. And sometimes we have nutrient leaching. Sometimes nutrients can disappear, can be washed away by excessive rainfall. And so you find that maize is not maturing the way it is supposed to mature. And the same case with the Trans Nzoia that I saw. We didn't have a lot of maize. But this is good for consumption, family consumption. But now we will not have enough to sell to the market. But at home we are sorted. This is enough for us, though we have to accept the situation the way it is. So people are eating down there, but what I can't do is eat after working. I usually like to rest first, and I will go to rest at home first before I can eat. So we want to travel home. We are going to remove that maize. You remember where I told you that those husks, we cannot remove them in the land where we are harvesting. We will go home, remove them because they have a lot of cellulose. They can decompose slowly, so we have to chop them to facilitate the decomposition process. Then we will make manure in preparation for the next harvesting. Yes, so we want to go back home. This guy is still carrying a load of bags. He's coming there. He's still coming to carry. And we want to go back home. So thank you for listening to me, and we shall meet again in another video. Peace. Now I'm walking back home. You can look at that environment. I love the way my home looks like. So green. I can even refuse to eat and then eat guavas here. Just want to show you the way we have a lot of guavas, a lot of plants here. Very green. If I was in town, the police would be asking me, why are you filming? Why are you filming? They would even arrest me. But now that I'm here, I can film the way I want. And nobody's going to ask me anything. We will film and we have a lot of cassava there. I told people that we eat a lot of cassava when we are at home. And we have millet. Okay? Lots of millet. But it was harvested. So these are the husks that I told you about. We are going to chop them, and then we will make manure with it. So we have removed part of them, and some of them are there. Some of them are there, though I don't like taking more videos at home because of the reasons well known to you and some people. So friends, this is part of our harvest. This is part of our harvest. So welcome to further harvesting as I take you through the journey of village harvesting.